All right, so it's Kenny Santos for KennySantos.com out of Toronto, Canada. I'm going to be talking about a book today, and it's a book that I actually was recommended me from another network marketer that's gotten really popular in its own little way quite recently. And the book, I don't have an actual physical copy of it. Actually, the copy that I carry around is in here. It's in my phone because I have the Kindle version. But the book is called Go for No, and a lot of you have probably heard of it. And I've decided, you know what, I really got to do a review on this for anyone that hasn't heard of it, because it's all about how to, you know what, we've always heard that, you know what, the more nays I hear will get me closer to the sound of yay. That's actually from I Will Persist Until I Succeed, from the third scroll of what's his name? Ogmandino's the greatest salesman in the world, and I will persist until I succeed. But basically, it's about getting 20 no's a day. And when you first hear about it, you're thinking, well, yeah, it's great, and that's pretty, you know, you understand the concept, but it really dives in when you read the book. All right, because I knew the concept before, but when I read the book, man, I was so excited to prospect and finally excited to get some no's that it really ramped up my business. And I actually revisited that recently. One of the things that I do want to talk about, just to give you a taste, and not only will I include probably a picture in my blog post when I do this, but maybe even a link to purchase the book so you can get a copy for yourself. But, you know, we all have our yes goals, and our yes goals are maybe a specific money that we want to make per month, or maybe even a specific amount of presentations we want to do per month, or a specific amount of point volume we want to do per month. But also, you want to have not only yes goals, but you also want to have no goals. And those no goals might be, you know what, I want to have 20 no's a day or 10 no's a day. And the reason why you want to have some no goals is because if you, let's say you make 5 calls and you want to have or 10 calls and you wanted to have 10 yeses that day, and you got those 10 yeses, what are you going to do for the rest of the day, right? If you had 10 no goals, you would keep on going. And actually in the book, it explains that only having yes no goals actually limits your success. And you don't want that to happen. If things are going well for you, then you want to keep on going. But that's not usually what happens in the sales world. When things are going well, you kind of lean back and you're like, wow, man, I did a good job today. I'm going to take it easy. I want you to think about this in sports. If let's say in basketball, if there's a player and he's doing really good in the first quarter in basketball, and he's scoring like, I don't know what's good in the first quarter. Let's say he scored like 20 points in the first quarter. That's really good, right? They're not going to take him off because he's hot, right? They're not going to say, you know what, you're doing good. You know what, let's let some other players do it. No, they're going to keep that player in because he's doing really well. And that's exactly what you should be doing in your business. If you're doing well, you got to keep on going until you get those 20 no's. And you know what, in terms of presentations, understand this, is that quantity will always trump quality. And the worst presentation that is delivered is always better than the best presentation that is never delivered. And it goes to the book, man. They explain, it's really interesting that, you know what, they explained that just to increase the numbers, and they were talking about door-to-door salesmen, and they actually knocked on the door, and the presentation, and I forgot what they were selling, but the presentation, let's say, was for duct cleaning services. They'd knock on the door, and they'd say, do you want duct cleaning services? And it would be a yes or no question, right? And they got a lot of no's, but they also got more yeses than the people that were doing polished presentation. And the reason was this is because they were just presenting to way more people. All right, that was it. It was just the law of numbers. So I invite you to get a copy of that book. Hope you got some value out of that, and create a wonderful day. Take care.